After we have finished working with Stride, it's now time to move on to the post-processing stage in PropRate Studio. PropRate Stride is dedicated to data collection and it's only available on iPhone and iPad Pro devices. However, PropRate Studio is multi-platform and is built for desktop environments. It's web-based, so you can pretty much use it on any platform as long as you have web connection. It gives us an easier way of reviewing the project and getting the results to completion. The link to access PropRate Studio is studio.proprate.io, and you can log in using the same username and password that you use for Stride. When you do that, on the PropRate Studio page, you will see an interface like this. There is the list of your projects, and there is also an area for you to look into your account setting, change language, add payment info, improve your description of name and address and other user information. If you have finished your project in Stride and it has uploaded successfully, you should see the project in this list. However, sometimes you may not have reliable internet connection, and therefore there is this plus button here that allows you to manually upload files from Stride to Studio. This is done using a file with an extension of .srd, as this page suggests. And the way you can get this SRD file out of a Stride is through the completion interface. When you finish your project, there is the export button that you see. Tap on the export button and you have two options: export project or export model. We want to use the export project button because that will give us the project metadata as well as the 3D information. Once you do that and you upload it here, you will see the project in this list. Now, by clicking on one project on the list, I can access the project and I will see an interface that looks something like this. On the left, I have my components panel, which is splitted by the level and the type of the room that I have. Here, I only have an office room, so it's only one level and there is not a whole lot to be seen here. But on any of these categories, you can simply click on this eye icon to hide or show things, or you can select it to select everything that's of that category in the room. For example, if I want to select doors and windows, I press doors and then I select windows and I have them selected. As soon as I select something, you see on the right pane, these properties show up, and the properties depend on what you are actually selecting. If you select multiple things, either using this multi-select tool at the bottom here with an arrow next to the select tool in the toolbar, or just holding shift, what's going to happen is that you will see that the properties of these two things that vary with one another, they were shown as mixed in this properties panel. Here in the properties panel, you will see options that are very similar to what we have had in Stride. In fact, it is our priority to make Stride and Studio interfaces and options as much simple and similar as possible so that you don't have to relearn things. Other than the components panel and the properties panel, here you also have a toggle to go from table view to 3D view, which we'll get into. And on the top right corner, there are options for looking at any issues that the model have, and also the simulate button, which is the target of all of our work. I also want to show two more things, and that is the options that you will find next to the Stride logo. Here you can look at the project details, same things that you had when you started a new Stride project, and you can change them here as well. You also have this design conditions pane, which helps you modify if you want to change the weather location of the project, or you want to have more conservative or better numbers for the indoor design temperatures, or you want to set the occupants instead of the automatic option that we have. So with that out of the way, we can just use the mouse button to drag, and that's how we are going to move in this space. We also have this pan option, which allows us to pan. And as I mentioned, you can hold shift to get to multi-select, and you see the icon here changes with multi-select. You can also zoom in and out if necessary. And we also have a few more tools in the toolbox here. We have an option to add envelope elements, just like how we're tapping on different parts of the building on Stride. Here we can also add window, wall, door, foundation. All I have to do is to use one of these options. If this is not what I'm looking for, I can easily just click on window, and then I can add a window wherever I want. You see the properties panel shows up again, and I can put the dimensions and the construction that I want from it. When I press the trash can, it's gonna delete what I just added. And you may notice there is a circle that shows up on the bottom right corner, indicating that any of the changes you are making is synced with the cloud. There is another option very similar to the envelope adding option, which is this mechanical system tool. And you can use it to add ventilation, domestic hot water, amongst other things. We also have two more tools here, which I'm gonna skip over for now, and that is wall closing and also resizing tool. So this is the general interface of Studio. In the next video, we are going to talk about some of the basics of getting one simulation to completion.